Ford Prepper here. So today's topic is monkeypox. As you can see, it's back in the news. So I woke up this morning, I was gonna go on my walk, and all of a sudden I'm seeing articles, not one, but articles about monkeypox. Suddenly it's turned up in the news again. So that made me think, why is monkeypox in the news? So I read the articles, and apparently the US, now they're saying, this is what they're saying, the US is now the largest carrier of monkeypox in the world. We have the largest outbreak of monkeypox in the world. That's what they're saying. It made me kind of laugh, because I thought, didn't this start in Africa or somewhere like that? Africa is the country that doesn't really have access to all the medical equipment and all the vaccines and stuff. Yet the US somehow surpassed Africa in monkeypox. Somehow the US now has the it has so basically what they're saying is that the US has surpassed monkeypox, Africa and all the other countries that it started in first, by simply just doing nothing. It just happened. Another article I saw, and this article actually made me say, okay, what's going on here? The Biden administration, the health organization, pretty much the government, let's just say the government, is going to declare this an emergency, a health emergency, a crisis, pretty much a crisis. So what does that mean for us? Well, here's what it means. We saw what happened with coronavirus. We saw what happened with the C virus. I wouldn't say it because I might get kicked off YouTube, but we saw what happened with the C virus, and this type of C virus, and how things quickly escalated. At first, it's nothing. Nothing really will happen. It's just but it's in the news. We'll make sure it's in the news, and then all of a sudden we're locking down, and we have lockdowns all across the country. Pretty much the country shut down for at least 3 weeks. And I'm kind of sensing the same pattern with this whole monkeypox thing. I'm kind of sensing that same pattern. So what does this mean for us again? It means have your bug out bags ready. Sorry, something's in my eye. Have your bug out bags ready. Have your preps in place. Are you ready to shelter in place? Are you ready to close your doors? Because in my opinion, America is not ready for another 3-week, 2-week, or even 1-week lockdown. If the government were to declare another lockdown, I believe we'd have major riots and major violence. We'd have major protests. It may even resemble the BLM protests, except more widespread, everywhere. I'm talking everywhere. If that were to happen, I'm not saying that it will, but we've got a dummy in office, so he might literally try to shut the nation down again. So if that happens, I believe we could see violence. I believe we could see riots and such of the like. You as a prepper, me as a prepper, us as the community, as a prepper community, we would have to use some of what we have. We would have to employ our skills and our preps. We would basically end up sheltering in place, bugging in. If you had a bug out location, you'd be bugging out. Honestly, if it's in a situation like that, the only wise thing to do is remove yourself out of the situation. That's the only wise thing to do, I see. But it's interesting that monkeypox is back in the news. What are they planning with it? Should this be something that concerns us? Should this be something that makes us look twice? I certainly think so. Because most people, first of all, COVID was kind of a different atmosphere. It was kind of a brand new thing. We hadn't been through something like COVID since the swine flu, and just the flu in general. That was the last big thing we had of any sort of virus. So it was kind of a brand new generation, but still the generation from that era, from the flu era, was still quite healthy, quite alive. But it was kind of a brand new generation seeing this whole COVID thing happen. People really didn't know how to react. But we've seen it now. We've seen how the world reacts, and we've seen that the country needs to stay running by people staying at work. Could people handle sheltering in place again? Could people handle being forcibly locked in their homes again and being told that if they leave, they would be jailed? If they're seen walking the streets at this time, they would be arrested? Would the US stand for that again? I don't think so. I think we'd have major riots. I think we'd have major problems in the street. And honestly, I'd be happy if that happened and then people rebelled. I'd be happy. I'm not calling for violence. What I am saying is that when tyranny rises up, you have to do something to bring it back down. Otherwise it will remain. History proves itself again and again. We have Hitler and things way before Hitler. All these signs we saw, the swastika, all that. So, where does this go from here? Who knows? We'll have to keep a close eye on it. My suggestion is keep a close eye on this whole monkeypox situation. A close eye, because you don't want to be caught off guard. And it seems, another thing I wanted to say is that it seems as if they're doing this whole monkeypox thing under the quiet when this China thing started coming up. It's like, it's okay, we're putting it in the headlines, but it's kind of dwarfed by this whole China Nancy Pelosi thing. It's kind of, we'll keep that dwarfed while this whole monkeypox thing kind of rises up in the background. So be vigilant, keep an eye out, have your places in order, have your preps in order, have your bug out bags ready to go. Make sure you can survive on your own. Alright, warriors, that's all I had. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to touch on that. Keep prepping, stay out of the heat, and I'll see you in the line of battle.